Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sah Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Punaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Okay, great. Okay, so there's a few of us here. So we're all very excited about starting the next cohort of the GCSE. This GCSE has been running since 2024, actually. Would you believe it? It feels like a long time it's been going, but actually it's just a year coming up to 2 years in January this year. And it's been quite an initiative, and obviously we're all very grateful to Samyak, and we'll hear from him later on as well. It's been quite an initiative, and Samyak was our first teacher, and will also be our teacher in this third cohort as well. Um, we do have the slides, but I think Vikas has certainly seen them. So maybe I'll save the slides for a little bit later, hopefully once some of the other parents come. But we are now starting outside of Chinmaya Kirti as well. So far the last two cohorts we've had, the two groups that we've had, the Samyak's group and the one after that, have all been at Chinmaya Kirti. Okay, and our vision is a lot bigger. It's to be in, much more spread out around the country. And I'm really pleased that we're now starting the next one, confirmed for South London, a place called Sutton. And we are also quite actively considering starting one in Gloucester, which is in the west of England. It's quite incredible that we have a lot of people who come to Chinmakirti, or are even considering coming to Chinmakirti and ready to drive quite long distances to bring their children there. So we're quite encouraged, and we do want to kind of serve the community further based where they are, rather than people having to drive extreme distances to get to Chinmakirti. So I think because your daughter is signed up at Chinmaya Kirti, but we do have people signed up for South London as well, and we've got people who've registered their interest in having one at Gloucester. So we're just going to work through that and work out if we can deliver that as well. I think, Bhavin, in the interest of time, we might as well. We're recording this, so let's just
Yeah,
get the slides up, and then we
sure.
can share recordings.
Yeah,
So yeah, some of you will have seen this. So I'll run through this. So welcome to those who are watching online, or watching the recording as well. The idea of this session is really just to tell those parents who are new and haven't seen this before. We'll just quickly run through this information for the course, and it'll be an opportunity for anyone on the call to have some to ask any questions as well. We also have Samyak, who was our teacher for the first cohort, which was very successful in their results, will be the teacher for our next cohort starting next month as well. And we have Shweta, who is also a parent of the child who just got her results and did extremely well, got the highest grade. So she can share some of her thoughts and experiences as well. So moving through the slide. We just a little bit of background on Chinmaya Mission. We're a global spiritual organization. We operate through 350 centers worldwide, plus lots of community projects, predominantly in India, some in the United States as well, but in many places around the world, in ranging from education to healthcare to village upliftment, rural development. The mission is to provide to individuals, as it says, from any background, the wisdom of Vedanta and the practical means of spiritual growth and happiness. So the idea is for them to become positive contributors to society. Chinmaya mission is predominantly in education, and our latest initiative is the Chinmaya University that is bringing modern education on Indian knowledge systems. So traditional knowledge systems, and a lot of it's a unique proposition based on ancient Indian knowledge. Okay, we have one of the top schools in India called CIRS, or the Chinmaya International Residential School. We have something like 80 or 90 schools called Chinmaya Vidyalayas up and down in India. We've got about 9 or 10 management training institutes, and we have our research center that does lots of research on ancient scrolls and texts that might be found. A lot of they produce lots of structured courses as well, which I'll talk about on the next slide. Pavin, yeah, thanks. So, what is it that we're offering here? Chinmay Academy is a name you'll see very much, especially associated with the GCSE. But we provide structured courses here in the UK. Okay, so the GCSE Religious Studies in Hinduism and Sikhism is our predominant one from the AQA board, and it's our third cohort, like I mentioned, that is starting, and all of our courses are taught in person. We don't do them online. And we cater for students who are starting in years 9 and 10. Chinmay Academy also does a large variety of other structured courses. So you can study about the Bhagavad Gita, you can study about Vedanta, you can study Vedic mathematics, though I don't think that course is on at the moment. So and there's many different kinds of courses that you can do. You can see it on our website as well. Um, Why are we in this GCSE? So we want to offer academic education complemented with spiritual knowledge. So it's not just about getting you good grades. Of course, the good grades are important, but so is the spiritual knowledge, and the bringing together of the two is very powerful in our experience. Most schools don't offer this combination of Hinduism and Sikhism. And in fact, most schools don't even offer Hinduism with anything. So actually, there is no offering for the community, and we're trying to provide that. Your child can opt out of mandatory GCSE in their school. We get this question a lot, and if you have any challenges on that front or whatever, we can sort of guide you on it. Unfortunately, we can't talk to your school, but we can certainly guide you. And we are uniquely placed to be able to do this. We're a knowledge-based organization with the authenticity of on Hinduism to be able to contribute in this area. So it makes a lot of sense for us to be doing this GCSE, and we are very passionate and keen on doing it. We've got Bhavin on the call, we've got Sejal on the call, and as Samyak I've mentioned as well. They're all part of the team that's rolling out this offering. So moving on. I'll just hand over to Bhavin here to take us through all of this, but I'll just start off by saying we're very, very pleased with the results that have been achieved by the first cohort. Very proud of each one of the students, but I'll give it a hand over to Bhavin.
Yeah, thanks, Sandeep. So, as you can see on the slide here, the first cohort that started their course in January of 2024, they sat their exams in May. It was a relatively small group of 5 students, but as Sandeep said, we're very pleased with the results, 2 of whom achieved a grade 9, 2 got a grade 8, and 1 got a grade 6. The 2 who got a grade 8 actually learned Hinduism through the academy. They also studied Sikhism, but then they also mixed with Christianity in their own school and sat the exam in their own school, and they came out with a very good grade of 8 as well. And the second cohort, which started in September of 2024, is a larger group of students. They will sit their exams in 2026. But maybe now is a good time to bring Shwetaji into the conversation. Shweta is a parent of a student from the first cohort, and would be great just to hear your thoughts, Shwetaji, on how you found the course and how your daughter found the course as well. And obviously, congratulations that she got a grade 9 also.
Thank you so much. I would like to begin by expressing my sincere thanks to Chinmay Mission and the team for their excellent teaching and the guidance that they provided to my daughter in Hinduism and the Sikhism course. My daughter, as mentioned, joined in the June 2024 batch, the first cohort. Um, and I think she really benefited, from the structured lessons like going to the mission every month, once a month, and the discussions were very engaging, and they were delivered in a way which I think kept the children very interested in the subject. And again, I would, make a special mention to the teacher Samyak because he made the lessons a lot of fun, very thoughtful discussions which she had mentioned, and that also encouraged participation from the students, and that's what my daughter conveyed. So, they were actually understanding this, and discussions always enable better understanding of what they are learning. It is just not about, just listening to something and trying to, formulate that in your minds, but discussions help you understand the subject so much better. And that's what was is seen in the results that have been achieved. And most importantly, I must say that I'm very happy that by doing this course, my daughter now has a strong understanding of the subject, which in turn has led to a strong sense of her identity. It has instilled confidence in her. It has given her clarity in her understanding of her faith and Sikhism. And yeah, and I must say that the teachers always provided adequate help for all the missed lessons that she had. So a lot of support was always given to her because she was one of the younger students. Most of her students in her cohort were a year older, but adequate support was provided to her. And yeah, we like the fact that it was once a month on a Sunday for the whole day. So timing wise, it worked very well. Again, I would say that despite it being for the whole day, I never heard my daughter say that she was bored studying the subject for the whole day. So again, all thanks to the teachers. And I would highly recommend Chinmaya Missions program to any parent who's seeking high quality, value-based GCSE teaching in Hinduism and Sikhism.
Thank
Thank
you. That's very kind of you to say that. Yeah, congratulations to Samyak, obviously, for providing a lot of the teaching quality. And, as you said, Swetaji, um, we're very pleased also with the learning that these students came out with, and, that they came through this course in an environment, of like-minded students and children. Obviously, we try to cater the curriculum in a very enriching way for them with all the extracurricular activities that we organized for them, and led and guided by both the academic team as well as the teachers in Samyak. So a very well-rounded course. And once again, yeah, thank you for the endorsement there, Swetaji. We do also have some data on past results. We used to teach the GCSE Hinduism course many, many years ago. And obviously, this is 5 years worth of data, which again shows some very high results. And now, obviously, as we've restarted teaching the course of religious studies, we're now rebuilding that track record from before. So it shows that we've got a track record of high quality teaching from many years ago as well. And we're fortunate that has continued in the recent past as well. So just in terms of the course details, the intake for each of the cohorts will be 15 students in each of the locations. So as Sandeep mentioned, we're going to be in Hendon, as well as in Sutton in South London. And we're actively considering launching in Gloucester as well. So in all of those locations, 15 students will be taken in. The places are filling up. So if you're considering registering, then please do so soon. In Hendon, in Chinmaya, we have a 6-hour day from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. And that will be a class that takes place once a month on a Sunday. In Sutton, as well as potentially in Gloucester, it will be 2 Sundays a month for 3 hours. The reason for the difference primarily being the much more local students in the Sutton as well as the Gloucester areas. where the students are not really traveling very far. This is in comparison to Hendon, where a number of the students have been traveling from much further away. And in fact, we've had students from Slough, for example, traveling up to Chinmaya. So that is why it sort of made sense to run the classes for 6 hours on one Sunday a month, and for the other locations to be twice a month. As always, two teachers for each cohort will be there, and those teachers will have DBS checks done. So that is a standard for our Balvihar classes as well that we run on Sunday mornings, and also is a standard for the GCSE course as well. In terms of teaching delivery, these are face-to-face classes, as Sandeep mentioned, during term time. We've tried to schedule the timetable such that it's consistent, but also taking into account sort of nuances, such as, holiday seasons and things like that. And the timetable will be very much in Hendon, usually the second Sunday of the month. As I said, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., which will include a refreshment break as well as lunch. And then in Sutton and Gloucester, generally the second and fourth Sundays of the month, running from 9:30 a.m. till 1 p.m. Again, there'll be breaks for the children there to sort of keep them fresh. And again, just to reiterate, maybe this is not just dry theory that we're teaching. For those children who attend our junior CHIC classes, those students will sort of advocate that the teaching is done in a very fun way, in the same way that Shwetaji has just mentioned, in the way that that's being delivered. And the GCSE will take a very similar approach, but obviously, compared to our junior CHIC classes here, everyone will be conscious that there is an exam at the end of this period. And of course, students are encouraged to list out their questions. Those can be emailed to the teachers for response. There is no WhatsApp communication with the teachers. And I mentioned some of the other extracurricular activities. So things like group puja will be organized. There will be external speakers coming in, both related to Hinduism as well as Sikhism. And there will be external visits to mandirs as well as gurudwaras. The timetable is set out here. Happy to send this across again.
I think, Bhavin, it might be worth hearing from Samyak about the delivery.
Absolutely, yeah, sure. Yeah, Samyak, want to say a few words?
Hari Om, everyone. So we have in our cohort, as mentioned before, we've had two teachers, and we've largely been involved in ensuring that we can give an interactive style of learning, as well as a style of teaching that's allowing them to be inquisitive and allowing them to express their opinions in a very sort of non-judgmental manner. That's because I think it'd be very important for many parents to understand this. There is a big difference between the study of a religion and religious studies. Study of a religion is when you take a specific subject such as Hinduism and you study it from the from the perspective of the insider. Therefore, it will be the study of the mantras, the pujas, the vidhis, and the study of the Shastra itself. That is something that the Chinmaya mission provides through all other means that we have, thankfully. Religious studies, however, is an academic discipline when you take a faith group and you take a religious system from the perspective of an outsider and you analyze it like that. And therefore, you are allowed to see the more comprehensive aspects of it, and you are allowed to see its traditions and its varieties beyond one's own Sampradayic denominational leanings. And so, therefore, this course that we offer, the first module is all about the beliefs. So, what are different Hindu and Sikh beliefs? What are the different principles? What are the core philosophies that we have? What are the core festivals? What are the pilgrimages that Hindus and Sikhs go to? And then the second topic, and I think that's where the teaching style is most vital here, and it's, I guess, very much with the grace of Gurudev that a lot of Chinmaya mission style is like this, with the interactive style. The second topic is all about contemporary world issues, such as war and justice, such as sexuality and relationships, such as concepts around the creation of the world. These can often, medical ethics is another big one. Oftentimes, these can evoke very sort of emotional responses. This is also places where Students, being 15, 16 years old, they'll have their own evolving opinions. So, therefore, our responsibility as part of the course is what are Hindu responses to these various issues? And therefore, our style of teaching has to be such in which we teach them what are our traditions' perspectives on this, but also what is your own personal take and how do you find peace with your own faith's understanding matching yours. So I think all of this plays into why we want to keep a very open debate style forum for a lot of our sessions. And thankfully, that's translated to good marks that we've seen for our cohort as well.
Yeah, thank you, Samyak. And that's quite interesting. And in terms of fun and engagement, it's done in a fun and engaging way. I mean, maybe you can just comment on that as well.
Definitely. So the fun and engaging aspect of it, we like to keep them. How can I best describe it? It's very useful that at least within our cohort that we had, we were no more than 10 years older to the students. So we understood a lot of aspects of the kind of way that they wanted to engage with things. We knew what humor would work for them. Obviously, everything is within Mariada, and I think that's a key part here. Just because it's fun does not mean that we're letting go of any of their boundaries there. And of course, they are students. And so what we give them is we give them loads of videos. We show them lots of different discussions. We allow them to bounce off of each other. We ask each and every single one of their opinions. So there's not a session where any of them can keep their eyes closed or doze off for a bit because they all have to give their contributions. And then they begin to naturally bounce off each other with that. And through that, of course, there'll be some humor that comes forth. And that humor is essentially there to ensure that whatever they argue, whatever their opinion is, can they structure their argument rather than just giving an opinion because X, Y, Z. So maybe I hope that kind of answered the fun aspect there.
Yes, no, absolutely, absolutely. It's actually a really lovely package, as Shwetaji was talking about from her daughters and her own experience. That there's an exam, but it's actually about genuine learning and it's about fun. And I'm sure all the children will have come away with having built some really good friendships as well with each other. Having a lot of them not having known each other before they started as well. So thank you, Samyak.
Yes, thank you so much. So just in the interest of time, I'm probably not going to dwell on the timetable too much, but you can see the dates lined up here, approximately once a month within the Hendon cohort, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And certainly we'll send this through to everyone prior to the start of the course. Sutton is twice a month, approximately starts in October of this year and will run till 2027 when the students will take their exams in May or June of 2027. So moving on to the syllabus, I just wanted to hand over.
And sorry, just before you move on, if we confirm the Gloucester sessions, they'll be the same dates as Sutton.
Yeah. Thanks, Sandeep. Yeah. So I was just going to hand over now to Sejal to just run through a few slides on the syllabus. You're just on mute there, Sejal.
Are you able to unmute her, Bhavin?
I can ask her to unmute, but I can't actually unmute her. You can also, Sejal, if it's easier, you can drop out and join again if that's easier. Samyak, in the meantime, if you want to cover off maybe some of this aspects of the syllabus, that might help.
Sure. So as we mentioned, paper one is about beliefs. So within the Hinduism syllabus, we firstly touch on the concept of who is Shiva, who is Vishnu, who is Durga, who is Ramakrishna, for example, what is the Atman, what is Brahman, not necessarily going into the relationship between these, and also key concepts, dharma, karma, moksha, and seva. Sort of very pivotal aspects there. That's covered in the first chapter, and the second chapter, again within the same paper, is our festivals, our pilgrimage sites, and many of our practices, such as going to a mandir, performing artis. In a very similar way, the Sikhism first paper is also structured. The first chapter is all about who the gurus are, what are the key philosophies there, and again, being taught Hinduism, Sikhism allows the students to understand the very natural, organic relation between the two, with a lot of overlapping concepts, and allows them for the appropriate contrasting as well. So within the Sikhism concepts, we're looking at mukti, karma, again, what is Brahma or Vaheguru, what is the Atman, and also concepts of seva, and as well as what is who are the different gurus, what is the life that they led, as a lot of that is examined in the paper. Second chapter of which is again all about, as you can see over there, what is the sangat, what is the gurudwara, what are actions that one can perform as a Sikh, and what are the core festivals that one should be aware of.
Yeah, great. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. I think Sejal is now back online as well. So thank you so much.
I'm so sorry about that. Can everyone hear me okay now? Yeah. So I used to teach this, and so thank you very much, Samyak. You've done a really wonderful summary of it. So I think the only thing I want to add to this is that what's very important that we've all been discussing is that we're dealing with teenagers now. And what becomes really important is that we hold a very safe space, and the teachers are working really hard to create that. So after paper one, where they've understood ritual, so just to give you an example, I remember being in one of the classes and they were talking about the sacred thread ceremony, and the children feel very comfortable about talking about why that is offered just to males. And there's this wonderful discussion that they can have about what is the reason for that. The second paper now becomes, like Samyak said, much more a process by which we can start looking at the ways in which Hinduism is connected to our real life. And what the teachers will also be doing at this stage is they'll be looking actively at what's being discussed in the world at the moment. So, for example, what the children will become aware of is really what the politicians are grappling with. So within this, there would be an understanding of, for example, assisted dying, which is being discussed in this country. And this part is also a moment when we can start looking at the ways in which they can start structuring their exam papers. So we do have homework, and the children also get a chance every time to look at how to answer papers, the questions in there. And one of the types of the questions is a discussion type. So what the teachers will do now is they set up debates, and then from that very joyful discussion, they can then extract it into how it could be formulated in for their exam as well. So yes, we want to have an idea where there's outings where they get a real experience, they get a discussion, but within all of that is weaved a way in which they can offer this, write it out so that it provides them with the equipment to answer exam questions as well. Shall we look at the next slide now, please? Thanks. So what is also done is that we do have a very intense revision session closer to the exam. And the children have often talked about how useful they've found this. What also happens is because there's been a whole month that's passed, the teachers give a summary of what they had learnt the month before. And then at the end, there's a complete summary of the entire course given intensely. And again, an opportunity for anyone now to really express where they're not feeling comfortable. It's also an opportunity for the teachers now to support the children emotionally. For most of the students, we hope that this is actually the first time they're actually sitting any GCSE exam because they're taking them in year 9. And so this becomes a process for them to be equipped for actually doing the GCSEs in year 11. And we are right there to support them. We also offer an opportunity for the teachers to have a communication with the parents with a formal conference, so that we work in partnership with the parents. Of course, the teachers are available every month at pick up and drop off. So if there's anything that's coming up, they're very happy to take any queries then. But there's also a formal process where discussions can take place, and both the children and the parents supported.
Yeah. And of course, questions can be emailed to the teachers outside of the class as well, right? So,
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then just in terms of textbooks, Sejal?
Yes, so we looked at this very, very carefully, and the AQA have excellent books. It wasn't like this when I was running the GCSE, so these are excellent books. We do provide you with a very lovely, succinct revision book. And we do have the options to have the more detailed ones. Now, the teachers will be working off the detailed optional books, and some children have found it beneficial to have those books. But the summary is also a lovely way for them to keep track of the topics as they're coming.
Yeah, thanks. And just to be clear, so we will be providing you the revision book, and then individual children and parents can decide if they want to buy the two optional books separately. Okay, but all the notes that we provide and the screens and the slides and all that sort of material will cover them for everything that they need for the GCSEs. But some people just choose to buy the books optionally as well. Okay.
Sandeep, you covering this slide?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So, thank you all for listening. I think it's been half an hour or something like that. But just in terms of the next steps, I just want to cover some of the basic things about the course. A lot of parents ask how much is it going to be. The cost is £150 per term per student. That's for 6 terms. It reduces to 120 for those who are already part of our junior chick program. If you once you join the cohort throughout the 2 years, the cost will not rise. It will be the same amount each term. So there's no increase. It's a fixed amount, and that covers everything that you need in terms of the exam registration, which we have to go to an outside party, and those registrations are very expensive, unfortunately. We'll cover that textbook, like I mentioned as well, and for all of our locations outside, all the rents and all the other costs that we incur is all included. So there's no further cost for you beyond that 150. As long as you stay within our package. If you want to go and buy the extra books or you want to make other incur other costs, that's fine. But within what we offer, that cost covers everything. And the registration is will close by the 6th. So spread the word, sign up yourselves, but spread the word to others if you like. And those who watch this by video, you can share this video along as well. We are a little bit more at Chinmaya Kirti. We've got a few spaces left, but in Sutton we've got a few more places available as well. So, but we will be closing on the 6th of September or earlier if capacity is reached. So yeah, I think all that remains now is to say thank you. There's a lot of information on our website. We've got some frequently asked questions, so you can go to the chinmayauk.org/GCSE. Registration closes on the 6th of September, as I said. If you have any queries, please do get in touch with us. We're available on academy@chinmayauk.org. My gratitude to all of you for listening. We're very excited about this program and the third cohort that we're about to start. My gratitude to Shweta ji, Samyak, and the whole of our team for persevering with this. There's a lot that goes into this in the background to get us to be able to offer this. So we are delighted to be here, and we're looking forward to growing this offering further and further with everyone's support, the students and the parents as well. Thank you all very much. Hari Om. We'll take any questions.
Yeah, if I have some questions, if there is time, if you don't mind. So, a question for you, Shweta. Thank you for coming and sharing. It's good to see that your child is on the other side now. My daughter is about to go on this journey, and sadly for me, she's very resistant, and it kind of seems like I'm forcing her to do this course. And our original conversation between me and my daughter was she has been coming to Chinmaya Mission, I think, for 6-7 years every Sunday. The last year has particularly been very tough, and I think one of the reasons why this could be the reason is what Sejal touched, that they are in teenagers now. They feel they can make their own decisions, which is true, they can. But I think as parents, we have a responsibility for us to try and make them continue this journey somehow. And when she said no, that she doesn't want to continue the Bal Vihar classes, so I kind of used it as a negotiation tool, saying that can you then do the GCSEs? And I think she participated the GCSE open session. She was quite upbeat about it, and I paid the fees. And now in the last 2-3 weeks, she's now wants to pull that out as well. So from you, Shweta, I wanted to learn, how did you were your kids resistant to this, or they were completely on board, or you had to use some convincing skills? And probably hear from some of you as well, how can I overcome this hurdle? Because I'm not sure if on the 14th of September, when the first class starts, whether she will come with me to the class or not. So sorry for this question, but it's been hard for me. Apologies.
No worries, I totally understand. And it was not easy for me as well because she was keen on doing religious studies, and in her school, Islam and Christianity was what was offered. And like Sandeep had mentioned earlier, that none of the schools actually offer Hinduism as a course. And I thought that why she should also, gain knowledge about something about her own faith. So initially, she did think that I was some kind of an Islamophobe or something. But I said that it is not about that. It is that so many people are learning about, Islam and Christianity. How many people are learning about Hinduism? So if you don't take that step, and tomorrow if there is any discussion, how can we have certain number of how can we ensure that people from our faith also are putting things in a way, in a structured way, and putting the points in a way that is understandable in the similar format that other religions are being understood. So I think that gave her something to think, and she, took that first step. But most importantly, I must say that, once your child comes and interacts with somebody, like, the teachers are very young, so that helps the children not, engage with the subject a lot better. Samyak and all, they're just like 5, 6, 10 years older than them, so they understand how the younger generations think. They understand the resistance that they may be facing. They understand the environment that they typically go to in school. So that makes the whole learning very easy. So maybe what we can do is, if she can come for the first couple of classes, and I'm very happy that Gautami can speak, my daughter can speak to your daughter, and she can have a conversation and share her experiences, if that would help.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and this is very typical. I'm sure every single teenager across the country right now is not looking forward to school starting as well. That's just the way they are. So yeah, everything Sweta said is correct. And yes, get her to take up the option of speaking to Gautami. And once it's also about meeting other friends as well. Does she have anyone else who's joining with her?
So
Any of her friends?
I'm not sure. I don't know if some of the people she used to go on in classes on Balviyar on Sundays are joining or not, because I don't have the list of kids who are joining. But if there are, and I hope she gets along with them, because sadly one
Yeah.
of the things that has been that she sadly has not been getting along with some people on the Sunday Balviyar class, and that's one of the reasons why she wants to stop them. So it's also
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea that she knows someone who's going on there, but yeah, I hope I'm able to drag her on the first class on the 14th of September. So please pray for me.
And I think just reasoning, like Sweta said, listen, you're getting a chance to do Hinduism, which is so rare. So do reach out if there's anything else we can do.
Yeah.
But I
Because
think she'll be fine. Once she starts going, she'll be fine.
yeah, look, I'm a parent of teenagers. I fully understand what you're trying to say. I think we have to respect that they have a mind of their own. But equally, I think just experience of parenting, and not that I want to give a lecture on this subject, but experience of parenting is that the more you push or pull in one direction, they go in the opposite direction as well. So I think if you can find a way to not be too aggressive about it, to find a way to just kind of connect at the heart level, then I think it might make the job a little bit easier. And that, okay, dad is listening to me or is understanding me, and so on. But I think just a lot of the points have already been said in response to your question. Yes, it's a difficult situation. Yes, it is something that is tricky. But reminder of the good times that she did have at Balvihar, right? Because once any human being gets into a negative frame of mind, we always tend to focus on that. But if we're reminded that actually Balvihar was fun, do you remember this person who you really get along with, and so on, that might help as well. And I think the bottom line also is that this GCSE, yes, it's all Chinmaya mission, but it's a very different experience to the Balvihar experience, because it's structured, because it's a separate program, and a lot of the people who come are not from Bal Vihar, they're from outside of Chinmaya Mission, because of it's a very narrow age range. So people come for the first time to Chinmaya Mission because of the GCSE. So just offer the prospect that actually it could be very different. Now, obviously, all of this has to come not in a lecture way, but just, if you can find a way to connect with her, and get that going. And I think we also have a teenage program, which is for all ages of teenage, not just the narrow range that we've got in the GCSE. And we are putting a lot more effort into that right now. So you'd have seen the program recently where we did the cow seva, where they went and looked after cows for a day at the Bhaktivedanta Manor in Watford. And there's all these children who've never known each other. They're all coming and gelling together as a result. So if you can join her into some of those fun events, I don't think there's one before the 14th of September, but the next time there's one, do join her into that. And I think her attitude might just naturally start to change, because all these teenagers are allowed to be teenagers on that program. But fundamentally, we can all advise. It's for you. It's for you to interact with your daughter. But thank you for that question. Thank you for your honesty as well. There's no question that's forbidden here. So, we appreciate that. Maybe Samyak has some thoughts, because I'm sure he had some resistant children on his first day as well.
I think it's very common for kids, and all of us will know this. Once you're at like past 13, 14, you start entering this sort of rebellious atheist phase. You want to take everything out, stay away from everything. Um, it's something that just requires the right connection. I think it's very lucky that she's had the exposure to the mission growing up. Hopefully, through our classes, we're able for her to recognize the value of her customs. Because I think more than anything, I don't know if this is advice to be as a parent to give, but as advice that I can give as an older sibling giving to the younger sibling. This is about your identity more than anything else. If you act up right now and forsake this, 10 years from now, you're going to hit yourself massively. Because then you'll be 10 years later, past university, having not connected with your identity whatsoever, confronted with actual life issues, and then all of a sudden you have no roots. You're very lucky that you've got Balihar as those roots, and by Guru's grace, everyone manages to come back from our own experiences. But having this course, something like a GCSE, not only does it provide you the academic foundations, it provides you the time to wrestle with the Hindu culture in a way that you won't be able to do if you're merely studying it from a Sampradayic lens. If you study it within the junior Czech lens, or even in the self-informed classes, you are not understanding Hinduism in its overall thought, and therefore you're not looking at Hindu responses to XYZ. Here is the first time where you can actually take your whole tradition, look at it from an outsider perspective, question those beliefs yourself. Question those beliefs yourself rather than someone teaching you this is what we do, and then come to your own conclusions, which is something that was not afforded to many. And I had the same discussion with a few of the students before they started. Before they entered, I can say this much, and it's something we should be, I think, collectively as Hindus, we should start taking more seriously the concept of belief. I think collectively we're starting to shy away from having that true shraddha half the time, for whatever reasons. A lot of our students came in saying that, oh, they felt agnostic, they didn't really know these things. Now they feel comfortable saying that, yes, they actually feel they can believe. They have faith in those traditions, and at the very least, they feel that this may be not something that I can do at the current stage, but I've got a deeper appreciation for these philosophies.
And I think if you can give an example of Rishi Sunak to your daughter, how proud he is as a Hindu, and that's because he has had some kind of strong foundation. That's always an inspiration for many young children.
True. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you all want to go, but I
No.
apologize for asking few more questions.
Please
Because
ask.
Please.
since the last session and this session, so another challenge I'm having is with the school. So Kiara goes to Wembley High Technology College, which is based in North Wembley. It's quite a decent school, has outstanding rating and so on. So when we had the last session and I've signed her up, I have gone back and forth with emails explaining the school that Kiara is going to go on this Hinduism and Sikhism GCSE. I've sent them the placard with the information. I told them she's going to start in September, and my understanding from the last presentation was that she doesn't have to do the Christianity and Muslim GCSE, Islam GCSE at school, but she's saying that that is not the case, that is compulsory and it's not optional. So if you want to do as a parent Hinduism and Sikhism GCSE on your own on a Sunday, there is no problem. She cannot miss any religious study classes at school, and she has to take up that GCSE. So maybe my understanding that it is either or, she's saying it is both. So I want some clarification, because maybe I have not understood it correctly, and she has to do both Hinduism and Sikhism plus Christianity and Islam in school. So I would need some clarification on
So,
how to deal with the school.
Can I just ask, which year is she in? Is
She's
she
going to go in year 9 now in
So she's
September.
in year 9, right?
Yeah.
So they don't make their GCSE choices until the end of year 9. I don't know what stage
yeah,
they do it in your school,
year
but
10.
generally it's towards the back end of year 9. That's when my son had to do it a few years ago. So this is a problem we know well. Okay, it's very clear that you cannot be forced to study religious education. Okay, but sometimes the schools may not have kind of understood that. And they're thinking about it from their own practical timetable, those kinds of perspectives as well. So they're like, oh, well, we can't put her into something else and so on. You're not asking to put her into something else. She can go to the library, or fine. If she has to go to the Christianity and Islam classes, she can go to those classes. But you can't be forced to do the exam. And I know that because it's a principle across. So if the school is forced to offer, but a student is not forced to have to learn. Okay, there are choices. So um, you're still some time away, okay?
Right.
So we can have this conversation in a little bit more detail. You can show me the correspondence and all that kind of stuff, and we can see how we can help you to
Yeah,
kind
if I
of
can forward you
navigate it.
my conversation with them, probably reading through the lines, you will probably have a better idea than how
Yeah,
I'm
I think
understanding
I
it.
think
So,
let's just connect afterwards,
okay.
and
Uh,
it'll just give me some idea of the detail of it. I think Shweta wants to say something as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that my daughter in school, she does religious studies and she's in a year 11 and she's studying Islam and Christianity as well. And because, I didn't, I mean, some things you cannot stop. So it's good that, she has an understanding about Hinduism and Sikhism. And if she has an understanding about Islam and Christianity, it's a well-rounded view.
sure.
So we cannot, so that is one thing, if we understand and we don't oppose, sometimes the teenagers, then they take up to it. They don't think that we are trying to impose something on them. So
But did your daughter also take the Christianity and Islam GCSE
she's
along
going
with
to
the?
be taking her GCSE in the coming year, and it will be on Islam and Christianity.
Okay, so she's done this separately,
Yes,
basically,
yes, yes.
apart from the. Okay, fair enough.
And in fact, her school was actually very happy that, oh, she's doing on Hinduism and Sikhism. That's very good.
Yeah, I
And
would have thought the same as well, but I mean, the response I've got is not very um, encouraging for me or Kiara to take up this. So I don't know if it's deliberate or they are just doing because nobody has asked them this in the school, and I'm this odd parent asking them something which will increase their admin or whatever, and they would just want to brush it out and not try to make give some flexibility because it's a very academically heavy school, which is fair enough. I mean, but I mean, there is a reason why I want my daughter to do something. So I would have thought that it could have been a slightly bit more encouraging tone of conversation. But anyways, I can take this up offline. So to understand how to respond to the final email that they've said, which basically says that, oh, it's fine, you can do this on the side, but she has to take the GCSE and attend all the classes because we don't have provision for her to sit in the library. Nobody can supervise us X, Y, and Z, and which I can understand from their probably admin side of view. They don't have a person to supervise her, but I thought in library they can go on their own, but maybe not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the objections will always be practical. I don't think they're legal, if you see what I mean.
Right, right.
But anyway, let's I'll happily take that one take that one up with you. It sounds like you've had quite a battle here. Okay, but please go ahead if you've got any other
Yeah,
questions.
just the last question I have is what is AQA? And I apologize, I'm not very good with and because you said AQA board, what does that stand for? And
Yeah, so when your daughter, she's going to year 9, so you'll see this in your own school as well. Um, there are certain bodies that are authorized to offer GCSE courses. Okay, so there's one called OCR, which is called Oxford Cambridge. I don't know what the R stands for, and there's different boards that do it. AQA is one of those boards. So they're authorized to give out courses, do the exams, and when they give a certificate, it's considered a GCSE as a national exam. So we chose our course with AQA, having assessed 3 or 4 different boards to assess which is the right one for us. And they're all good. There's nothing against any of them, but this one just seemed like it was the best one that suited our values and to who we were. So it's just one board. It's not a detail that you need to kind of really worry about, but some people like to know which board is it. So it's just that information we provide as AQA.
thank you so much. That's my last question. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Look, I'm sure you might have other questions as well. By all means, raise them. Shwetaji will very much appreciate your your input. It's been invaluable, to be honest, having you on. Um, and I think unless anyone has anything else, we can probably draw to a close. It's coming to an hour. Yeah. Okay. We'll just say our closing prayers, and then we can hang up. Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, Sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschit dukhabhag bhaved asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityur ma amritam gamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you all for joining us this evening, and yeah, we'll catch up soon. Thank you very much.